All right, welcome in. Spreads and Subs Daily Gambling Show. We are here. Excuse me, TikTok. Let me hold this for a second. We are here on Thursday, June 13th. This whole week I've been messed up on what day it is. But it's Wednesday, June 13th. We've had 9 best bets so far this week. We're 5-4 on those, plus 0.59 units. We would love to get that number up on the last 2 shows of the week here today and tomorrow. But before we get into how we did yesterday, quick shout out to Bet Openly for sponsoring the show. Bet Openly has the best odds in the game. Sign up with Bet Openly, deposit at least $50, and DM it to me on Twitter at JReedNBA. That's JREID NBA on Twitter, and I will enter you into a giveaway for some cash. Shout out to Bet Openly. Yesterday we did have a tough day. It's funny, we went 0-5 on NBA, but 2-0 on WNBA. And for the best bets, we finished at 1-2 after being 3-0 2 days ago. But we're back. I have a lot of bets I like today. I have 5 in the WNBA, 5 in the MLB. I'm going to. I was gonna start with the MLB because some of these games start soon, but whatever. All right, start with the WNBA. First game, Dream Fever. Give me the under 165.5 at minus 110. I want to pull up the odds here just so I have them on deck. Give me 2 seconds here. They always put WNBA and other. Okay, total. Yep, under 165.5 at minus 110 there. Both these teams are bottom 3 in offense, the Dream and the Fever. The Fever are the worst defensive team in the league, but the Dream are solid on defense. They're ranked number 6. They were 5. They've dropped a little bit. Because neither team scores, I thought we'd get a way lower over-under. This was at 162 last night, and I was taking it at 162. I wake up this morning, and we have it at 165. So, overall, I think this is a very easy bet for us to take here with 2 of the worst offensive teams in the entire WNBA here in the Dream and the Fever. Next one, we have Storm minus 6.5. This is the difference between a hot, good team and a cold, bad team. The Wings have lost 5 in a row, 3 to good teams, 2 to bad teams. The Storm have won 7 of their 8 games. Storm are ranked 6 in offense and 2 in defense. The Wings are ranked 5 in offense and 10 in defense. I expect the Storm to go off in this game. I think the Storm win in a blowout. I've been saying it for weeks. I think the Storm and the Lynx might be the 2 most underrated teams in the WNBA. When they played each other, I didn't know what to do. I ended up losing. I forget who won and what I bet, but I remember I lost that game. Regardless, I think the Lynx won. I bet the Storm, but I'm taking the Storm here, minus 6.5. This is not enough points. I thought it was going to be more like 10. We'll take 6.5 all day. Next one here, we got Storm Wings over 161 at minus 110. The Storm are a great defensive team, but both teams are equally as competent on offense. I expect a similar game to when the Wings played the Lynx. I believe it was a few days ago, maybe a week ago at this point. It was mid-80s to mid-70s, which covers this over 161.5 for us. The Storm are going to score regardless on this Wings team. The Wings are not good enough defensively, but I think the Wings are good enough on offense to score at least some points against this tough Storm defense, and I think the over 161 hits in this one. So, moving on to the 4th of our WNBA bets. Aces minus 5.5. I know the Aces are slipping a bit right now, it's pretty big in the news. Everyone knows it. But they played well for the most part against bad teams this year, and the Mercury are a bad team regardless of whether sometimes they play good or not. For the most part, the Mercury have not fared well against the good offensive teams. The Aces are, of course, dominant on offense. They just really, really struggle on defense. Both teams split their first 2 games and won by 10. Both teams won by 10 in both games. So I think the Aces come out on top in this one. I just don't trust the Mercury. I know the Aces are slipping, like I said, but I just do not trust the Mercury as a team overall. So, staying in this game, I'm also going to take the over in Mercury Aces. The Aces are just too dominant of an offensive team right now, and we've seen how many points they've been giving up. They've been giving up 90, 80 points a game. Both teams favor offense over defense, so I think we just see a shootout in general. And even though I think the Aces cover the 5.5, I think it's a fairly close game. This is a very high over-under, and it seems like a trap that they want people to take the under. So we're going to avoid that here, and we're going to take the over in this game. Both of these teams are top half of the league in free throws attempted per game, which is one of the biggest metrics we look at here when we take over. So give me Aces Mercury over 170 at minus 110. So these are our 5 WNBA bets. You can see it on the screen if you're watching on YouTube. If you're on TikTok, I'll read it out for you. Dream Fever under 165.5 at minus 110. Storm minus 6.5 at minus 110. Storm Wings over 161 minus 110. Aces minus 5.5 minus 110. And Aces Mercury over 170 at minus 110. Those are our 5 WNBA bets. If you're new to the show, I give 10 total bets each day, and at the end of the show, I pick my 3 favorites of those 10, and those are the 3 that we track. So we got 5 MLB picks here. I'm happy we got to this in time because this game is starting in 5 minutes. So if you want to take this bet, I'll let you guys know now this is not going to be one of my best bets. But if you want to take this bet, you have to do so in the next 5 minutes. Pirates, money line. Pirates have Keller on the mound. He's 6-0 since the start of May. He's been one of the best in baseball in that time of the past month and a half now. Lance Lynn is on the mound for the Cardinals. He's been solid. He has a 3.58 ERA on the year. The Pirates hit it pretty well the last couple games against the Cardinals. They just couldn't score runs. For some reason, they just didn't have the clutch hitting that they needed. I expect it to figure itself out today, and those hits start turning into runs on the board. So give me Pirates money line minus 110 with Keller on the mound, who's been dominant over the past month and a half. Next one here. If you guys have any questions in the comments on TikTok about any bets you want me to look at, give me a holler. All right, next one here. Phillies, Red Sox, under 8.5 at minus 105. I don't know why it says 110 on the YouTube screen. I guess that's another typo for me. But Phillies, Red Sox, under 8.5 at minus 105. Both teams have gone over in this series so far, but 2 greats on the mound today. Nola is on the mound for the Phillies. He's 8-2 with a 2.77 ERA. He's been dominant. Hoke is on the mound for Boston, 6-5 with a 1.91 ERA, also been dominant. We got 2 great pitchers here. The over/under is 8.5, and it keeps going over. We keep taking the under, but I think today's the day that under hits. And staying in that game, another bet I love today. Phillies money line at minus 110. This is a pick'em with Nola on the mound. The Red Sox are starting to play a little better ball, but the Phillies are a dominant team. The Phillies tend to score runs for their best pitchers. There's a reason why they have Suarez and Nola at over 8 wins, or 8+ wins, I should say. And I think the most in the league is Suarez with 9 or 10. But regardless, Hook has been great for the Red Sox, but the Phillies lineup is just too dangerous. I'm going to trust the Phillies hitting here. I think we see a great pitching matchup, but I'm going to trust the Phillies to give their best pitchers run support as they've been doing all year long. So Phillies money line minus 110. My next one here, Cubs money line minus 114. The Cubs are an up and down team, and they're pretty hard to bet. But Steele is trending in the right direction right now. He has 2 earned runs over his last 19 innings for the Cubs. Bradley's on the mound for the Rays. He's been bad, 1-4 with a 5.17 ERA. I like the Cubs as favorites in this game. I think they deserve to be slight favorites at minus 114. I think that's a pretty accurate line from Vegas overall. They're a team that's very hard to bet. I do have 2 NL Central teams on the money line here, but I do want to say that might be the most difficult division to bet right now when you're talking about the Pirates, the 4 teams that are tied for last and second basically in the NL Central with the Cubs, the Pirates, the Cardinals, and the Reds. So those teams are so up and down. They're really, really hard to bet, but I like the Cubs today with Steele on the mound trending in the right direction after getting back from his injury. He had a tough start, but he's trending in the right direction. And then my last bet here for the MLB, Angels, Diamondbacks over 8.5 at minus 108. Both teams have been scoring runs and giving up runs recently. Canning is on the mound for the Angels. He's 2-6 with a 4.65 ERA. He has not had a great year. Fat is on the mound for the Diamondbacks. He's also had a fairly disappointing year after having a good end to last year. 2-5 with a 4.60 ERA. He has not been great. Both teams are struggling on the mound and swinging the bat well. So this low over-under 8.5 seems lower than it should be for me. I think it should be probably around 9.5, but we will take it here. Angels, Diamondbacks over 8.5 minus 108. For everybody on TikTok, I will read off my MLB bets one more time. Pirates money line minus 110. Phillies, Red Sox under 8.5 at minus 105. Phillies money line minus 110. Cubs money line minus 114. And Angels, Diamondbacks over 8.5 at minus 108. All right, now that we've given our 10 bets, I'm going to cut it down to my 3 favorites. And my first one here, I already said it, is going to be Phillies money line minus 110. They do such a good job of getting runs for Nola. and Suarez, and we got Nola on the mound today against a Red Sox team that has been up and down, and as much as they are up right now, we never know what we're going to get from the Red Sox, and we kind of know what we're going to get from Nola and the Phillies. So give me the Phillies money line at -110 there. I'm going to check that one more time just because that line is just unbelievable to me that it's -110. But yeah, still -110. So give me the Phillies -110, and then go into the WNBA. Give me the Dream Fever under 165.5. With how bad both of these teams are on offense, I thought for sure we'd see something around the 160 mark. We're getting 5 extra points than I expected, 3 more points than we had last night. The Fever are the worst defensive team, but we know the Dream are solid on defenses. They are 6th in the league in defensive rating, and neither of these teams have been able to score in general. So give me the under 165.5 there at -110, and then staying. Let's see. Give me Storm -6.5 at -110. We've really put a lot of faith in the Storm this whole year so far. They've been a great team. They're trending upwards. They've won 7 of 8. The Wings are trending down. They've lost 5 in a row, 2 of them to really bad teams, 3 of them to good teams. The Storm are just well-rounded. They're 6th in offense, 2nd in defense. Well, the Wings are 5th in offense. They're 10th in defense. They cannot defend at all. I think we see the Storm get out to an early lead and be able to hold them with their defense. So my 3 best bets are Dream Fever under 165.5 at -110, Storm -6.5 at -110, and Phillies money line -110. Once again, a shout out to Bet Openly for sponsoring the show. They have the best odds in the game. Sign up with Bet Openly, deposit at least $50, and DM it to me on Twitter at JReidNBA, JREIDNBA on Twitter, and I will enter you into a giveaway for some cash. We will be back tomorrow, of course, for our last show of the week at 1 Central, 2 Eastern, hoping to make sure that we have a positive week this week. So, thank you everybody for watching. Once again, if you're just tuning in, my 3 best bets are Dream Fever under 165.5, Storm -6.5, and Phillies money line -110. We will see everybody on Friday, 1 o'clock.